Oh, okay. Alright, we're still on a walk. Okay, is anybody here? I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm okay. Just walking through this like kind of, there's some like woods and stuff around here. It's just I thought I'd restart. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. I hope everyone's well. Just gets to me sometimes. I don't know what to do. It's like, I don't know. It's like people say I provide value, but then even when I do that, it doesn't feel like it really, I don't know, maybe if I just stuck at it, I don't know, just sometimes it just feels like the reward isn't worth the, like, all the input that you have to put into it. But I guess if you have a passion for something, then it's like, it's worth it. I'm just gonna do what I enjoy doing. It's like, you know, if people get value from it, then what, you know, that's good, but I don't know, but it's like, I don't know, we'll see. It's just like, there's a lot of stuff already out there that where people are giving value to the stuff that I would want to talk about. So like I said, what would make me stand out over all that? There's just like trying to figure out my unique selling point kind of thing. What makes me stand out over all the other content creators, you know? And I was talking about the whole blunt honesty thing. Yeah, I know I'm not going to make everybody happy, but you need to at least make a certain number of people happy for it to be successful. Thank you for the like. It's got to be, you know, worth me putting my time in it, because I could have put my time in something else that would have, you know. So it's all about, it's not about doing it for the money. It's about making it to where like I can do this and put a lot of time into it, because then it's like it's worth putting that time in. Otherwise I could have done something else for money. I want to be able to make money doing the things I enjoy doing. So it's not that I'm doing it for the money, it's just that money is necessary to live. So, you know, I want to be able to build something I'm proud of that is mine, something that I can say is mine, and I'm not working for somebody else. So I would just never do that. Well, 20 years is a long time. It's like, I haven't got 20 years to wait for that. I'll be fucking 50 by then. I might not even be here by then. Who the fuck knows? The world could end by then. Fuck me. I can't wait 20 years to get there. But 20 years is like a long, long time. But it's going back to the whole thing of 100k subs. Does that mean anything if you're not getting the views? Some people have 100k views and they have like 20 people watching or something. Then it means fuck all. Subs mean nothing unless they're backed up by viewers and supporters. Anyway, just really frustrates me sometimes. Well, I've tried different channels over the years for about 10 years, but it's like, but I haven't been consistent with any of them, like, for long enough. I gave up, tried a different channel or something, or I actually got banned off one of the channels. It just makes me feel kind of like defeated, you know? And I think, like, what am I even doing? Like I need to have some certainty with things, like to know that things are going to work out if I keep. But it's just there's not that clarity there. It's like, but this need for clarity, this need to know that what I'm doing is going to actually pay off in the long run. But there's never any clarity with this sort of stuff. It's not guaranteed, and that's, I don't know. But it's not a good mindset to be in. It's just difficult. Yeah, but it's like, where am I going to put my bike? Like, I've thought about doing camping, but then I just kind of, I don't fancy it now actually, because it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's just, I like comfort. I like to sleep in my bed. I don't want to be, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, yeah, I could get an air bed or something, but it just wouldn't be the same, I don't think. Like, if I can't find myself comfortable, I'm just not going to be able to do it. As much as I'd want to do it, because it would, if I could just go wild camping or something, and then I could just travel that way, and then that would be a way I'd be able to do it for free. But I don't know what to do, really. It's just a shame, really, because I would have liked to have done it, but it's just I need the comfort. I don't know. I need to have comfort in life. It's like, I don't want to be like, you know, trying to get to sleep in a place where I feel either that it's uncomfortable or it's unsafe. Because, I don't know, it's a shame. I would have wanted to do stuff like that, but sometimes, like, the idea of it sounds better than actually doing it, you know? Like, the idea sounds great. I had an idea of getting a bike camper, but I don't think I can put it on my bike. I don't think I can attach one to my bike. Well, I was looking into, like, one of those, like, a bit like a teardrop camper sort of thing. I could attach it and I could travel with it, but I don't know. But it's just, because then at least I could have some kind of bed on it or something. I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's all planning. It's just, I can be quite impatient. It's like, I can't be arsed trying to plan everything out for years and God. Yeah, it's just but nothing ever comes easy that's good. I just want things to finally go my way in life. I feel kind of like, I don't know. I know some of it's my fault, but sometimes I feel also that if people were more supportive and, you know, had me back, then that would have helped. And it would have helped me, give me more hope. But people are very fickle and they just kind of fuck off. You know? Hi Dom, how you doing? People just get quite fickle and just, you know, and it's like when they've seen me get into like kind of bad states, then it's like they just go, they don't want to stick around, and it's like they see that I'm going through like a bad phase or something, and it's like they'll just not support you, they'll just go. But that's when they should have been supporting you the most, really. When they see you down, whatever, and they see that you're upset or whatever, and that's the time when they give up on you. That's the time when they should be trying to double down the support on you, but most just don't give a fuck. You know? It's like people only care when you're doing well, some of them. But then you also get some people who will try and just tear you down and they'll beat you when you're down, sort of thing. You also get that as well. People just then seeing that you're upset, and then they'll try and blame it on you or something to make you feel worse. And okay, thank you. I just don't know what's going to make me stand out. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just but then there's a lot of people doing that as well, I guess. There's a lot of people putting that stuff out. It's like you have to stand out. It's like people going about value, but the value has to be unique. It has to be something that a lot of people want, but it's different and it attracts people. Because it's like, if something's scarce, people want it more. Whereas if something's very like common, then it's like, it's just seen as mediocre or whatever, if you get me. It's like, I don't want to be mediocre, I don't want to be average. Like, I despise that. Like, I'm trying my best to not be mediocre. Like, I would find it an insult if someone said that. It's like, for example, a while ago, someone said I am average looking. I would find that an insult. Because I don't want to be that. There's a lot of people actually say that I'm good looking, but like, if someone said that even that I'm average, then I find that insulting. Because they're saying that you're mediocre. I don't want to be mediocre. I want to be exceptional and an outlier. I don't want to just be mediocre. Fuck you. You know? I don't know. Just, I suppose they're probably just some troll anyway. It's like there's literally like guys who are like out of 10 and they say that they're 3 out of 10 or something. It's like really like skewed. I don't know, but it's just like I said, I strive to be excellent. I strive to be, you know, an outlier, someone who isn't just like everybody else. That's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be what everyone else is. I don't want to go down the same everybody else does. I don't want to be like everybody else and be out of shape. Like, I want to be exceptional, someone that people look up to, you know? I don't just want to be like everybody else. That's boring, you know? People might get triggered at that or whatever, but it's just, I don't want to be that. If you want to be that, good for you, but I don't. Don't want to fit in. I don't want to be like everybody else. Just do what everyone else does. Just go to a shitty fucking job that you hate. I'm not doing that, you know? I'm not going to waste my life just being like everybody else and just be average. Fuck that. Is that meant in like a good way, or are you trying to be? Because when people say good for you, sometimes people say it in a snarky way. So it's hard to tell on here what you mean by that, because some people are like, oh, good for you. And it's like, I don't know. It's hard to know on like a chat if people are actually, I don't know. I mean, it seems like from all the support you've done that you are being genuinely saying that. Nothing wrong with aspirations, yeah. Some people can say that, oh, that's being arrogant, or it's being whatever they want to try and come up with. Oh, you have ideas above your station and all this kind of stuff. Those are all these people who are just probably miserable, a lot of them, right? These people who just, hello, bring Britain back. How are you doing? Hope you all hit the like button, everybody. So I just don't want to be like doing what everyone else is doing. But you're going against the grain, it's going to feel tough. And you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to go through all these emotions trying to go against the grain. It's like people do whatever is just kind of convenient. They might not want to do it deep down, but they feel like that's just how their life is destined for them. Hi John, welcome back. People just do whatever they feel like. That's just what they're destined to do. They're destined to stack or whatever, you know. Just kiss the ass of a corporate boss, you know. That's what they feel destined to do their whole life, you know. But I say, fuck that. There's no way I'm gonna do that. And people can try and make all these comments and stuff. People can say, oh, you're not living in the real world, or this and that. But I'm not accepting a reality that I don't want for myself. You can call it delusional, whatever. I'm just not accepting it. Maybe I could call them people delusional for thinking that they have to just do a certain thing to get by. You're like me, I don't like being told what to do. It infuriates me. Yeah. In fact, the more that people tell me what to do, the more I'll do the opposite. So I could not stand being in a work environment. I just would not function, because as soon as someone gives me orders, I'd probably kick off and just like make a fuss. I just couldn't be doing with it. So the only things that I could do is like work from home or something, I guess, but it's hard to find stuff that actually pays enough. And I like to work on my terms, my own hours, my own whatever. That's what I would do. That's why I want to try and build up my channel, because then I can do things sort of on my own schedule, and I don't feel too much pressure. I can just make videos when I want, and just, if it gets to that point where it's just, because some videos, once you put them out, they're still getting views weeks after. You just put new ones out every so often when you feel like it. You work alone, right? So how does that work then? Is it just like, is it online or something? And some people it's best to do that, but I don't like to be tied down to anything like a schedule or something like that when it comes to working. I wouldn't want to be forced to have to be there at a certain time every day. That would just do my head in. Exactly what online. So what do you do then? Is it like marketing or something? I don't know, but what is it that you actually do? Is it self-employed or working for somebody else? There's someone with an England flag, and someone was saying these people putting these flags up, like they're not putting them up for reasons, and they've been putting them up more as like a reactionary sort of thing, because you never saw them putting them up before, but now suddenly it's like it's this trendy thing to do to put flags up, you know? So like it's just, I mean, I don't know, there's just a lot of like kind of people just jumping on whatever, doesn't it, of like, oh well, it's trendy to put flags up now because we're like, but what does it actually do though? What does putting a flag up actually achieve, you know? It just almost seems like another virtue signaling kind of thing, doesn't it? I don't know. This feels like fake to me, I don't know. Like everything all just feels like they're just trying to like be all trendy or whatever. Just like how they'll say the left are with all this kind of woke stuff or whatever. It's just, to me it's just a bunch of people say, oh look at me, I'm a patriot or something. But what is that actually achieving though? Like, I don't understand like what that can really achieve. Just putting all these flags up everywhere. Like what is the you know, objective of that really, you know? It's like they're just kind of, you know, England flag, UK flag, whatever. It's like, I don't get it. It's like you had these people putting up friggin' Ukraine flags as well. Like, what is that going to achieve? Can anyone answer me that? What on earth is that going to achieve? Putting a flag up. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that they probably know that anyway, right? I don't know. Like, do they need all these flags everywhere to know that? With all these protests and whatever that's been kicking off, but they don't care anyway, right? They don't care if people aren't with them anyway. They'll just kind of do what they want anyway. Because they're all on the same side anyway. They're all on the side of the corporations. So it doesn't even matter who, you know. It's just, I don't know. I don't think so a lot. Hang on. Makes people who do it feel heard. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, really. I kind of almost see it at this point that this country isn't even worth fighting for. I don't know. I just feel like it's almost like too far gone to even care anymore. I don't know. Good old name. I don't know. It's just the whole kind of. It's just this whole thing of right wing, left wing, and all that kind of shit. I don't know. I'm with the flag flyers 100%. It's England FFS. Fly your effing flag high. I'm just not someone that really kind of, I'm not really like I'm not a patriot, I'm not a nationalist or anything. I would just get on a fucking plane and leave this country if I could. I just don't give a fuck. I have no like pride of this country, I just don't give a fuck. Most people I just don't really give a fuck about anyway, so, and most of them don't give a fuck about me either, so why should I give a fuck? You know? Like, I just have no, like, kind of, I just have no real much good feelings about the country other than the history and the things of the country, but like, I mean, this country was built on like kind of fighting and wars and shit like that, you know? I don't know, just fighting over territories and shit like that. Everything's all corrupt. It's been going on through history. It's just been, everything's just so kind of, yeah, these man-made borders and, you know, the human race itself is kind of just corrupt. Like, why can't we all just, like, learn to live in harmony? It just fucking sucks, you know? Yeah, I don't know, it's just, I kind of see it in a way that these borders are kind of almost like prisons. It's like you can't get out without using a passport. Shit, it's like you just feel trapped in. Like you have to, you know, you have to like get a visa if you want to go live somewhere else. You have to prove that you've got enough money and all this bullshit, you know. Everything's all just so like, it's like we're all in these different, you know, pens. It's like we're all in these different kind of, you know, kind of like we're all cattle in these different, you know, confinements. So it feels like. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I just see the world as a very like evil, toxic place. You've got people fighting against each other, wars all the time that are never going to stop. But, you know, I can't focus on that, you know. But sometimes it's hard to not think about these things of like, that things are never going to get better. Things just seem to keep getting worse with like the divisions and stuff. It's like, yeah, we haven't had a world war break out for quite a while, but who knows? You know, some reckon that, you know, we could have World War III soon and just, I don't know. But it's like, we can't do anything about that though. There's a lot that we can't do anything about. And it's like they're trying to do this thing of own nothing and be happy, and it's like, well, you know, does that mean you won't be able to own your own home anymore or something, because apparently that's not good or something. But meanwhile, all the corporations buy everything up and force you to have to rent for life. It's probably what they're going to end up doing, you know. All these corporations buying up houses above market value, so then it's like a forced monopoly that happens. And so I think that's what we should probably be focusing more on instead of all the race stuff. Because I just find it just makes people divided, and people get divided on a lot of those issues. Yeah, it's just too much money for like to own a house, you know. Like everyone should be able to buy a house, right? It shouldn't cost you hundreds of thousands just to buy a house, for goodness sake. So unless you move to a really cheap area where there's like crime and stuff, and the house is dilapidated or something, it's like you know, it's setting you back a lot of money. But back in the 80s, you could get a house for like 40k, you know, a good house at that. So like, what hope have people got now? It's just, people just give up. People have give up on the idea of careers and shit, you know? Because like, I mean, I can talk about manifestation and all that, but it's like, I mean, it's like, there might be certain things you can do on an individual level, but on a societal level, it's like, everything's kind of gotten more corrupt, more cutthroat. Yeah, it's sad. People used to be able to buy a house on a single income. That's how things used to be. You know, in the 80s, you could have bought, it's like my grandma and granddad, guess how much their house cost in 1980? So they got a house in 1980. It was a 2-bedroom, semi-detached house. It wasn't particularly big, but it was good enough for what they needed it for. It was £11,000. So depending on where you live, you know, the average would have probably been about 30,000 at the time, but £11,000, and they got a 2-bedroom house. Then when it got to like selling it, it was worth £90,000. So that meant the value had gone up by 8 times what it was, and this was sold, I think, back in 2020, 2021, something like that. I think it was 2021. So it's almost 5 years ago they sold the house, so it's probably gone up even more in value since then. We got for like 90 grand. So that's a 8x increase in price. So the erosion of the nuclear family, yeah, it's just terrible, all this stuff, isn't it, you know? I don't know. Hi Ariana, how's it going? Welcome back. So it's just, what are people supposed to do? And then people are trying to blame the young on it, saying, oh, they're so lazy and all this stuff. Well, can you fucking blame them? You know, can you fucking blame them for, like, you know, not wanting to bother? Because if they have no hope of actually buying a house, then why would they even bother? Just to be stuck renting forever. Just to then have to fucking take a side hustle. Just to even be able to afford to, you know, get their children some presents or something like that, I don't know. And then they don't even have fucking time to see them, you know. Yeah, exactly. It's a joke. I mean, it's all these fucking narcissistic fucking boomers who are like, oh. I don't know if it's narcissism or if it's just, they're just so out of touch. It's like, but they won't even learn to, like, you know, get with the times. They're just so stuck in the past. Oh, back in my days. It's like, yeah, but those are long gone, boomer. You know? It's the same, what do you mean, what's the same? Are you on about different countries? The only option you can do is move to a different country where you can buy a house cheaper because the economy is poorer. So the pound goes a lot further in those countries. You could get like a house for like under 50 grand in, like, say, Thailand or something, I don't know. But it might not be great. Yeah, housing affordability, it's just not affordable, is it, really, for most people, you know? But that's just fucking, you could say it's late stage capitalism or something, but the government's never gonna address that because they're actually benefiting from it all. They're benefiting from the crony capitalism and all that shit, you know? That's what they're, you know, and some might say, oh, it's not capitalism. And I was actually believing in this, right? But, you know, but it's like, corporations will charge whatever they can get away with, you know? They haven't got the interest of the customer at heart. I mean, it's all about maximizing profits. So when we have it's all about maximizing profits, then without regulations, then it's like, then you have corruption. You have people charging way too much. It's like in America, it's worse when you have like people, you know, being charged like so much for like insulin. Like, for fuck's sake, like, it's just so terrible. It's like, you know, they've literally created the health problems. Then it's like these, so like they've created all these, you know, kind of diabetes and things like that. And now people then have to like, you know, pay money to fix the problems that the system created in the first place. Yeah, 800k. It depends where you're from, but I think it's about 300k in the UK now. But if you live in London or something, I'm talking in terms of dollars, but I guess in America it's like, depending on where you live, I think it's like $500,000 for like an average home now in America. So it depends on what you need, what your needs are. Hi Sherba, how you doing? I hope you're well. It's not really practical for most people, is it? You know, when they're like, most people are just struggling to get by. You know, we're on 13% battery, so I've not got too long left on here, but most people are struggling to even pay rent and just then have to like save up for anything else. You know, it's a joke. I mean, it's like, how can we just like, you know, people just putting up with that? I'm hoping that people are going to get to a point where they revolt and decide enough's enough, and we need to be stop getting like kind of shafted. Because there was a thing in 1979 called the Winter of Discontent, where people just finally got to a point where enough's enough, and they raged. But unfortunately, things didn't really like. In fact, that's when Margaret Thatcher came in around that time, and she just destroyed the mining industry, closed down mines that could have generated income and stuff for like your average person. But because they were focused more on like commerce or something, and it's all about getting the corporations richer. Okay, you going now, something? Yeah, I should be back on later, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I just maybe I'll make more content about like life at the moment and how people are really struggling, and you know, and just kind of like, I also want to focus on solutions and stuff, but it's just that some reckon that there needs to be some like universal basic income, but I hear there's some like arguments against that, but some argue that it may be a good thing because it would give people more leverage. Because if you can have your basic needs met, then it's like you can negotiate for better, you know, like wages and stuff like that. It gives the workers power. But some say, oh, what if it's, you know, say if the government tries to use it against people? There is that. As long as it's done in a way where the government has no control over it or something somehow, then it could be used for good, and it could be used to help. Because some might argue, oh, but no one will want to work. Well, that's not true, is it? Well, people would still want to work. I don't think most people would want to have bare minimum, but people would be willing to, like, you know, put up with bare minimum if it meant that they didn't have to work a job that they hate. It just gives people more leverage. So I think some are saying that could be inevitably going to happen, but I don't know. I'll see you later. But yeah, just is it a good idea, do you think? Is it something that we need to have like a universal basic income? I don't know, because that seems to be the only like solution at this point to kind of deal with all the corruption. That could be a way to give your everyday people some advantage to be able to negotiate, because then people wouldn't have to put up with terrible wages as much. No, I don't think that's fair. What's not fair? Well, I mean, you look at it from like the point of view of the workers, that they're getting shafted. So I think that there needs to be something to, like, to where like the corporations don't have the upper hand, because I'd argue, well, what we have now is not fair, where the corporations are. Why should someone who has worked 2 years versus someone who has worked 20 years be paid the same? I didn't say be paid the same. They get paid a basic salary, and then they can work on top of that to earn more money. So I don't think you understood what I said there, but let's say everybody gets paid £1,000 a month. It's just enough to cover basic expenses, and then if they want to work, they get paid on top of that. So it's just it's just in terms of like a way to like get around the whole corruption and like basically wage slavery, and just like because otherwise I don't know, it's because most people are just not getting paid anywhere near enough to what they actually deserve. So by having a basic salary, then they're able to like say, yeah, I don't want to work in this company, because the thing is, as it is, because people feel the need to work some kind of job to survive, then it's like, how are people able to negotiate? Because people might be like, oh, but they can just go find something else, but then they might do the same thing, and then, but it's like, who gives a fuck about the corporations, Sure, they can do better than that, right? If they can't pay their workers a decent salary, then they don't deserve to be in business. That's how I see it. In fact, if anything, the ones that are the snowflakes are actually feeling entitled to having all these billions of dollars in their company, when it's workers that are actually the ones building their empire. Without their workforce, they have nothing. So they need to start fucking, giving them the value that they deserve. Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, that's why the whole system needs to be dismantled. It needs to be run by the people, for the people. And I sound quite like a revolutionary, but I don't give a fuck, because like, it's just, things are, this system's beyond repair. So something needs to be changed, and people shouldn't really need to be like paying money just to survive. Surely we could have a system, maybe, let's forget about the whole UBI thing, right? And just talk about how the fact that we even need money to survive. Surely this thing should be set up in a way where we don't even need that. Why should we even need that? It's like, oh, but we need to do it to get food and stuff. Well, food grows out the ground. We should have food everywhere. It should be set up in a way where we have an abundance of it everywhere. Like, a lot of things don't even need much maintenance anyway. Shelter, we should have, everyone should have shelter. It shouldn't, even if it's just something kind of small, like, if it's just to survive, it's like, well, it's like all these things that cost money shouldn't really need to. Like, it's just, there needs to be some radical change. And it's like, but if we think that, oh, well, there's no change in it, then we're never going to change, then are we? I don't know what we're supposed to do. People are just supposed to just suck it up and just accept it. The very fact that we even need to use paper money to, get by is kind of, it's like you get the other species or whatever, and yeah, it's just things are different. I don't know. It's just. I'm gonna get off in a second, guys. Yeah, I've got to go because my battery's low. But I thought you said you wanted to go anyway, but no, just right. So let me just try and see the chat. It's just really dark because the battery's low. I just get into these tangents and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I've been in a video where I said the world's never going to change, but I like to live in hope, but it's difficult to